Alright, now we're going to talk about Mexicans real quick before my camera falls down and smacks itself. Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Clinton a while back, when he was in office, allowed the Mexicans to take up the slack in the United States. George Bush gets into office and stops the Mexicans from taking up the slack in the United States. The slack is that the American soldiers went overseas to fight a war that we're not supposed to be in. The Mexicans were supposed to take up and keep the economy going. But as usual, these former presidents we have don't know their butt from a hole in the ground, or do they know how to run a country. And they're supposed to be highly educated. Well, guess what? I'm a lot more educated than they are. I may not have it on paper, but my father homeschooled us kids, and I'm a lot more educated than I look. I can run this country like there was no tomorrow. I can get a lot of countries to quit hating us. I would love to take Congress on a one-way plane ticket and drop them over there in Afghanistan and let them fight the war that they started, along with the presidents. I guarantee the war will stop. How about you? What do you think? I want to hear email on that one. Now, I believe that the Mexicans in this country that were allowed to come here and work should have a working visa. Why should they have a working visa? Simple. They were allowed to come in. You can't tell somebody that they can do this and then say, no, we're taking it from you. You can't. It's not fair. They have the right to work in this country. Now, I do believe our borders should go back up. And I do believe that our border should go up between Canada, America, and Mexico. And I'll tell you why. You can take a little tiny vial, which I thought I had, there we go. Let's say we take this little tiny vial right here, see it? If we fill this up with biological chemical weapons, airborne virus, a woman or a guy could stick this where the sun don't work, or the sun don't shine, or swallow it. Wax it in, tape it, swallow it. Come into a football stadium of the United States of America, open the top, drink some of it, spit it on somebody, and just throw it to the wind. How many people came in throughout different parts of the continent to go to that football game? I think it was called the Abobo, damn, what is it? African virus that monkeys used to carry. The strain was airborne virus that could kill thousands. The Bolo, I think it was Bolo virus. That strain can really, truly be extremely bad if it got into the United States. If you don't put the borders up on this country and secure them, then we are really close to an epidemic where anybody could come in through our borders and poison us and kill us all just with one vial. So all you Mexicans out there that are mad because I want to put up the border, you think about that. The Mexicans that work in the United States and runs back to Mexico to take American money and go to Mexico. You brought your virus to your own country. Or maybe some people decide to go to Brazil, or Indonesia, or Japan, or China, or Hawaii, coughing and not knowing why, spreading the disease. I give the whole planet, except for up north because the stuff doesn't live in the snow, I give the whole planet about a month before 80% of it's violated with this bacteria or this virus. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you start thinking of that perspective, you'll wish to God the borders were up. Now, a lot of illegal immigrants that come into this country need to get their passports straightened out. My wife was Filipino and waited 9 years to become an American citizen. So have others, hundreds of other people. And I believe if they have to wait, so do you. My dad used to say, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. He's right. You can't have a law that doesn't exist. Everybody must abide by it, by certain guidelines, in order for it to exist. If it doesn't exist, then hell, let's just drop all the borders and our first language will be Spanish soon. Which is not going to go for me. One, I can't understand. I can understand some of it, but not a lot of it. And I don't believe my first language should be Spanish. I think it should be English. Don't you? Anyway, I believe you should have a working visa. And I'm going to make sure you get it when I'm president. Because you were given the chance to be here. And then it was reneged, meaning taken away from you. Now, we have other problems in this country. We have health care issues. I'm going to put a cap on all lawsuits against hospitals. No lie. Example. Woman burns herself with hot coffee out of McDonald's and sues McDonald's for $8 million. You know what? She's still using her private parts. How does she get $8 million? I'd like to know. From what I can gather, they're still contesting it. I get a broken neck and a fractured back from a crooked cop. I'm crippled for life. I got nothing. I won the court case, and organized crime in the state of Florida screwed me over. But that's okay. When I'm president, I'll be jerking your ass. Or so I'll say, jerking your chain. I'll go after your organized crime. But that's just my personal thing. Now, the thing about it is that we have so much corruption in police departments, judges, cops, state attorneys, lawyers. I've seen it my whole life. When I ran for governor of the state of Florida, I was down in Polk County talking about running for governor and going after crooked cops, judges, and state attorneys. And on the straw ballot, out of 411 people, I was also talking about dropping gas prices and going after the FCAT, getting rid of it. And did you know only one person voted for me? Wonder who that was. Myself. That told me how corrupt Florida really is. Right there. But don't worry. I'll put you guys on the back burner. I'll let the FDLE deal with you. That's what they're good at. Called Florida Division of Law Enforcement Agency. Now, we have other problems. We have health issues. We got people that won't even go to the hospital. Okay? You don't have to go to a hospital. See, the thing about a hospital is they don't know much about you. They're like a car mechanic. They listen to your things, they go through different experiments, and they try to figure out what's wrong with you. When you people put your life in the hands of doctors that don't know anything about you, you basically waived your rights to sue them. Because I don't feel that you have the right to sue them. They don't know what's wrong with you. But I do feel one thing. If a doctor cuts off an arm that didn't have to be removed, I believe not the hospital is responsible, but the doctor. I think the doctor should have his arm removed as well for being that damn stupid. Plus, he should pay you out of his paycheck for the rest of his life. Not the hospital that hired him. It's not the hospital's fault. A lot of these lawyers out there ain't going to like me for that one. Drugs, we're going to make our own drugs in this own country of ours. We're not going to buy pharmaceuticals from foreign countries and charge for one Tylenol $12 when you can buy, what, 100 tablets of Tylenol for the same crap? For $6? No, we're going to change all that too. We're going to make our pharmaceutical much easier to be dealt with. Alright, my time's up on this. 10 minutes goes by really quick. And we'll see what happens on the next episode. We'll still talk about health care, etc. Thank you.